Alright, I went to the cinema with my cousin and my mom. We watched the movie and we came out of the movie after 2 hours and 13 minutes of our time wasted for a dinosaur movie. And I think it was really solid. Like, personally, boy, did this movie go hard. Actually. Now, just to make sure that you guys understand me, I may forget what will happen because that was like yesterday and I may not remember it fully. So, spoilers ahead also for those who haven't seen the movie. But personally, just I think it's a good 7 out of 10. Not higher, I think, because it does have some flaws, but it's still a pretty decent movie, just like personally thinking. Right, so as every single Jurassic World Park movie, we have to start with the boring human stuff. But like the actual starts 17 years ago at a random laboratory that was never mentioned in any Jurassic media, unless there was, and I'm the one that didn't never hear about it. And they create dinosaur hybrids before Indominus Rex and Indoraptor. I guess my main man Wu actually hindered something over there. And they don't create just normal hybrid, they create actual abominations. And the start is about a friend of the main character dying by the, I can't call this creature even a villain, because it's just like the Giganotosaurus situation where it's called the main villain of the movie, but he doesn't actually do anything villainous other than devouring a helicopter. That's literally it. He's not actually villainous. Like the dinosaur is just walking and breathing, roaring. Like he doesn't do anything villainous. That's what I don't get. But anyway, let's focus. We have this character. I think her name was Zora, Zira, Sophia. I can't tell. There's so many names by Z. And we meet the other characters. This random business guy, this nerd museum guy, and then finally we meet Duncan. Probably my favorite parts of the movie was with him or Xavier. Yeah, we'll get that in right into it, but we have to finish this one. So they say something about having $1 million by selling free sex, like I don't know what you even call this, glasses of blood for humans to make them live longer. Why is that a thing? I don't know. Why hasn't why? Okay, there's a lot of questions for this, but I'm not gonna mention them. So yeah, they go to this island. We meet Duncan. After talking with him, we decide to go to the island, and so we go to the island. And at the start, I don't think there was any dinosaurs except this tiny pteranodon. Why was it so tiny? That's not a baby. It's like full grown adult. Why is it so tiny? But we do see some sea dinosaurs with a random family that tries to get to another country. I can't remember what the country fully was, but they tried to get to another country. So the father, his two daughters, and one of his daughter's boyfriend are on a trip until they get attacked by the Mosasaurus. And I was actually more horrified by this thing than from freaking Jurassic World. And I'm being honest, like the Jurassic World Mosasaur, he at least felt like a fictional like dinosaur. Cause one, maybe it was because of the inaccuracy. I hope that's how you spell it. Because I think it was kind of smaller than the real Mosasaur. I can't tell, but now looking in Rebirth, this mosasaur was literally the size of almost two whales. I think one adult whale and one baby whale, like kind of that size. I don't remember actually. And even the frame where the boyfriend was dropped to the water, and we saw the frame of how ginormous this thing actually was. Yeah, you can feel actually how freaking threatening that felt. And by the way, I want to mention that this thing actually could still live today. Because remember, the ocean isn't isn't really we only know 5% of the ocean, so we may not know what's still hiding under there. Anyway, let's focus. So they get attacked, but all of them survived, which is actually surprising because I thought it would be like much darker and kill off the family as like some course for the dinosaurs like they did in the old movies or shows, but I guess not. Anyway, the main heroes find the family and then try to get the mosasaur blood, and they did after like 2 shots. Why is it only 2 shots? Okay, I don't want to know. So they get the blood, and then I think, if I'm correct or if I'm wrong, I think then they get attacked by the Spinosaurus. So they get attacked by the Spinosaurus, and now there's a problem because I had to go to the bathroom and I didn't know this scene was actually happening. So I missed half of it. And then my cousin told me that one of the main characters died. So I can't tell who it was, but rip to them. And bro, I also thought that they would kill off one of the child, like one of the kids. Like, I'm being honest, this business guy, as we know, he's actually a villain. Who would have thought? He does like stares at the kid and doesn't even try to help her at all. He's just laying there and waiting for her to fall in the water, which she does, by the way, but of course she survived. Her boyfriend also dives in, which I personally think was kind of a very dumb move, considering the fact that there was like 3 Spinosaurus chasing them and 1 Mosasaur, and the Spinosaurus can swim in water but also walk on land. So this was kind of a dumb move, because the father and the other baby do the same exact thing. But don't worry, all of our main heroes of course survive. Oh, okay, never mind. So, some of our heroes survive, and while the other guys have to walk through the jungle, the family have to go through the jungle too. So, yeah, they're all going through the jungle, kind of yapping about science and stuff. I wasn't focusing much of that science stuff because I was more focusing on the dinosaurs, because that's literally the whole point of the movie. So then the family like meets this tiny protoceratops. I think that was the name. I can't remember what it was. Like, I recognize it, but I just don't remember the name. I think it was protoceratops, but I might be mistaken, so don't listen to my lecture. And the other heroes meet the Titanosaurus, the giant long-necked dinosaur. And boy, they actually played the Jurassic Park theme, which made more sense than from the other movies. Like, the shot actually had a point to play the original Jurassic Park movie theme, because it was like a giant herd and the theme kind of worked. I don't think the other movies did that. Like, they played it at the end of every movie, but I didn't expect them to actually play it at the very like middle. Oh wait, I think some movies already did that. It may be stupid. Anyway, the family falls down some random. Oh wait, no, wait, go to bed. So the family then takes a break, and while Xavier goes to take a piss break, one of the kids actually makes friends with the dinosaur named Sarah Dolores, which I think is practically just a marketing place for the franchise so they can get a mascot. But who knows? Alright, so yeah, Xavier goes to take a piss break and the velociraptors are trying to murder him. And I thought to myself that they're actually going to kill off one of the characters of the family. But no, he gets saved by whatever this thing is supposed to be. You'll find out later in the movie. Which I'm kind of disappointed because we don't see the raptors ever again. Like, we see them once behind Xavier, and I don't think they show up in any other movie clip other than just being in the background as blurry, so we couldn't even see what they look like. But judging by the tiny spikes on their hairs, I'm guessing it was the Jurassic Park 3 velociraptors, because they are getting used in the dino media way too much. Like, I get they're cool and all, but come on, we have to get our limits. Alright, so the main characters get the second blood vessel. We're just gonna call it blood vessels, because I don't know what to call them. So now they have to get to the Quetzalcoatlus, probably like a very giant bird. And also, I don't really think I can agree with the depiction that it's like bigger than a bus. Like, I guess it's a bigger than my boss, but in Dominion, we could have even seen that it's bigger than a freaking plane. So, oh wait, because this is a different Quetzal. Okay, I get it. All right, so I think they went to search for the Quetzalcoatl's blood vessel or whatever, because they needed to get it from the egg, not from the parent, but the egg. So, egg. And while that happens, the family falls down some random cliff and find this chest, beacon, no, not beacon, place that has a boat. And so one of the girls tries to get to the boat, and I think this is the part when I actually met one of my favorite T-Rexes. Like, I don't think this is Rexy, because we saw her at the end of Dominion with Buck and Doe. And this also cannot be Big or Little Edie, because we also see them in Camp Cretaceous, so they're probably somewhere else. And the Jurassic Park free T-Rex, yeah, that's self-explanatory. So, you know what? Just because I don't think anyone else did this, we're gonna name him Daniel the T-Rex. And I love this T-Rex, like, honestly. He isn't, like, as threatening as Rexy was in the first movie or any other movie. Like, he isn't very glory, and he also isn't very, like, vicious, unlike Buck and Doe, like, that try to just murder all humans when they see them. No, my man actually just rolls down on his belly, sleeps, and when he sees the humans, he doesn't, like, attack immediately, but he just, like, you know, swims towards them. But I think he wasn't actually trying to attack them. He was more of, like, curious, or he was just actually protecting his territory. So I'm pretty sure this T-Rex was just doing his thing, what animals do, which is protecting basically their territory. And so yeah, Daniel the T-Rex, well, he eats the yellow boat that one of the kids was underneath, and then again, and I thought really that this time they actually killed off a child in a Jurassic World movie, but of course they didn't. Of course she survived. Of course she survived, because why not? And so sadly, Daniel doesn't get more screen time than just this picture with the family. Honestly, the T-Rex doesn't get more screen time in this movie than it does in the rest of the movies, which is quite disappointing, considering the fact it's like the king of all dinosaurs. That's kind of disappointing, but I get the point. Alright, so the main heroes try to get the blood from the egg, and once they did, Mama comes back, of course. So they kind of get this action scene with the Quetzalcoatlus, and one of the heroes that was like still attached to like this line, like what is it called? Was like when you attach a rope to like something that you can just climb the mountain. Like I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, he throws a hammer on his head, and yeah, it isn't very happy. And they pull him up, and while the Quetzalcoatlus goes after him, the main heroes try to get back the blood vessel, or that's what we're gonna call it. All right, so he grabs the blood vessel, but then it just, yeah, because I forgot to mention that it just does that in every situation. Sorry, I didn't mention that. It just parachutes, and he falls down. I think this is what I'm mad about, because this fall was like 20 or even more. It could be even 150 feet. I can't tell because I'm super bad at math. All right, so he falls this ginormous mountain, and he survives falling into a lake, which is so freaking shallow. You could have broken all of your bones in your body. But no, the plot armor is way more stronger. And no, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. That's actually what happened. He fell on like 5 leaves, but they were still super high up. He could have at least broken one of his arms. Like, that would be sad, but no. All of his bones are fine. That's probably what I'm most mad about. Is how the frick did he survive that? But one of the side characters dies to a ginormous turkey. Anyway, they get the blood vessel, and they meet up with the family in this random abandoned laboratory that was. All right, so they meet up, and the girl is literally trying to murder a man that is way taller than her, and I think this is like most villainous thing I heard, because while she explains that he tried to murder her by not helping at all, he just goes like, she's delusional, while holding a damn Glock in his hand. So even the heroes ask him, why does he have a Glock in his hand? And he's just like, she's delusional. I can't with this guy. Like, I want to hate him so bad, but I just can't. I freaking love his attitude. Like, this villainous smile every time he just tries to get away with everything. That's what it gets me the most. Anyway, the helicopter comes, but before that, they get attacked by these, now that's the thing, I don't know what these are even supposed to be. I never heard of them. Never searched up the name. I'll probably search it up when I'm done with this video. So, we're gonna call them, Dinosaurs. Yes, because it's a mix between a Dimorphodon, Mosasaur, and the raptor. You get me. So yeah, the Dimorphoraptors are attacking, and one of them dies when they're in this like tunnel after escaping it from the shop. And I'm gonna be real, I actually found these guys way more intimidating than the Indoraptor. Because like, they weren't even intelligent. Like, I'm not talking like stupid level, but like, they weren't as big brain level as the Indominus or Indoraptor, that they can just, you know, open doors or survive bullets. No, these guys were actual threatening animals. Like, wild ones too. Like, they have this beak that is just super freaking, I can't even tell. It could be sharp, it could be just, you know, strong, but you get me. Like, these guys were actually threatening for a couple of seconds. Like, until they died, they were threatening. Like, actually. So anyway, the doctor calls in the freaking helicopter, and then finally, ladies and gentlemen, waiting almost way bigger than 2 T-Rexes, and being even taller than 3 or 2 T-Rexes as well. Introducing the D-Rex! Probably the best part about this movie is this guy right here. This man right here. I can't tell if it's a man, but you get me. Like, bro, what I also find interesting, that this guy didn't behave like the other hybrids we've seen. Like, the Scorpius was more of like a horror villain. The Indoraptor, more like also a horror villain. And the Indominus was just killing for fun. Well, the D-Rex just more behaved like this form of animal that tried to fit in with the ecosystem, but it can't, because look at it. Look at the size of this thing. Also, what I like about this guy is how he actually uses his hands. Like, that's one thing I really like about this movie. Like, we don't see dinosaurs use their hands much often, which is very peculiar for me. So, congrats, D-Rex, for using your arms. Good boy. Alright, so the D-Rex basically makes the appearance. But what I'm also disappointed is how this child somehow managed to pull this giant metallic lever up to open the gate for the main heroes. And the D-Rex is just standing there. Like, I get that he's big, and look at his forehead. He might not see anything, but come on, like, the girl is like right on your left. Like, you can just see her right with your one eye. Why can't you just look there? Anyway, the D-Rex then checks out the main heroes. And the villain just like escaped in this Jeep, I forgot to mention. And he just like rams right into the D-Rex, slamming the car right on its arm. Like, no, wait. The D-Rex slammed its arm on the car and then grabbed him and devoured him in half. So, yummers. Then they grabbed the, what is it called? They grabbed the thing with the blood vessels. And then they run to this boat, because I forgot that was the other plot, which how they escape. And the D-Rex follows them. And what I found also interesting is how it was actually attracted to light. Like, that was quite okay for me. Like, the other ones were just, you know, more of killing machines than actual dinosaurs. But I actually kind of find it interesting that a hybrid finds light interesting. Like, look at it. I would get why it likes shiny things while it's using its arms. So you get me. So Duncan distracts the dinosaur and goes to it with this forest, like this swamp forest. I can't tell what it is. So the dinosaur follows them and the main characters run away. And why I thought this would be probably the saddest part about this movie, Duncan actually survived.
I thought you were dead.
My death was greatly exaggerated.
What? Like, actually, imagine how much of an impactful ending that would have been. Just, come on, look at this frame. This was the actual last frame with the D-Rex and Duncan. Like, not the D-Rex overall, because he shows up at the end again, but, like, come on. Look how close it was. Why didn't it eat him? Anyway, Duncan survives, but I probably suggest that he, like, lost his limbs in the process, like his left arm, because we don't see him actually, like, get it up. And, yeah, he actually survives. I don't know. This is one of the flaws of about this movie. And then the movie ends with almost like the whole family survived, and all of the more important characters also survived. So that's the end of Jurassic World Rebirth. And as I said, it's a 7 out of 10, just like Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but it does also have some flaws. Like, come on, how did Duncan survive the D-Rex attack? That's what we want to know. Also, what I found kind of boring is how almost the dinosaurs also went into another second extinction. Because for some reason, almost all of them are dying. How? Like, do they not reproduce? Hello? Like, the dinosaurs are animals? Oh, wait a minute, because almost every dinosaur we've seen is a female. Yeah, that might be a problem, but come on. Why can't they just reproduce? Like, there has to be at least, like, 2 males in, like, a herd or something. Like, come on. There has to be a male at some point. I can't tell, man. It's just, this movie is just solid. But there is kind of many flaws with it, like, overall. Like, the D-Rex doesn't get much screen time as it did in the trailer, I think. Because it has been a while since I've seen the trailer. But I personally think that it should have gotten at least more scenes. Like, at least... Like, bro, even Shockwave from Dark of the Moon, at least he had, like, 3 minutes of screen time. This guy gets, what, like, 5? Maybe even just 6. I can't tell. But I guess there's also cool scenes, like the Dilophosaurus showing up again. This is actually an epic return for this guy, because it's been a while since we've seen this one tiny little boy in a movie. So, respect for my man Dilo getting at least 20 seconds of screen time. But yeah, the opinions are also just quite different. Like, some people say it's garbage, some people say it's mid, some people say it's good, but I say it's kind of between for me. Because, like, for me, it's neither garbage, because at least it has dinosaurs in it. We love dinosaurs. But at the same time, there are also some things I don't like, is why did the people create these hybrid dinosaurs? Also, I didn't notice this, but it was Scarlett Johansson as the main character, so I'm quite surprised, because the last time I've seen her was by being Alita in Transformers 1, so that's quite shocking for me. Yeah, and while Daniel the T-Rex attacks the family, I forgot to mention, while Daniel attacks the family, he misses 4 times. Like, no, I'm not talking about, like, plot armor kind of stuff, but come on, look at this. He missed 4 times a man that is swimming directly into his jaws. Look at this. Like, bro, how do you miss that? How do you miss? That's what I don't get about this movies. Why do so many people just live in the most stupid way possible? Like, that is, like, I get Jurassic World sometimes has its dumb things and stuff, but look at this. How did it survive? How did he survive? That's what I want to know. What? Anyway, I think this movie just kind of got into my head lately because of this entire thing. But at least it has Daniel the T-Rex in it. We love you, Daniel. So yeah, there are some good parts in the movie. It was just kind of eh for me, like a kind of 7 out of 10, but like an 7. So it's kind of mid, but at the same time, I don't think it is. It's just a hard decision for me. Okay, maybe some people would just like make a better review out of this, but for me, it's just kind of meh at the same time. I could watch this again if somebody invited me. Actually, like it was okay. At least the popcorn and the Pepsi were good. I didn't focus much on the human stuff because let's be real, if you have a movie about like dinosaurs or giant monsters or Transformers or literally any sort of category with live action characters, you don't care about the human stuff. You just want to see the action with the other things. Let's be real. We can agree to that, all right? I'm gonna literally get the entire cast, like the entire multiverse in here, like people that have seen some, like let's get this. Jurassic franchise, Monsterverse franchise, Sonic franchise, literally all live action, Transformers franchise. All of these movies can at least agree that we don't want to see more of human stuff. We want to see more of these. The main point of the movie. So, yeah, that's the only thing I have problems is there is just so many human stuff and scientific stuff I don't get. So, yeah, the more I find flaws in the movie, I kind of seen why it was kind of hated. But at the same time, I think it's kind of an improvement over Dominion, personally. Unless I'll get hate for this, I might just see what the actual point it is. Because if this review is actually negative, I think Dominion would have been kind of a better movie overall. I can't tell because they're just both kind of Because like in Dominion, at least the dinosaurs behave like dinosaurs. Like they didn't behave like these monsters or whatever. They actually behaved like animals in some point. But at the same time, I don't know if the movie will get that much love or remembrance as the other movies, like the OG ones. But I hope it will someday. Maybe it's just a point of time where we'll get to that point, but I don't know. At least Daniel was in this movie. That's all I needed to see. So yeah, guys, I think this just wraps up my review for this 2 hour and 30-minute movie. So, boy, now the question is, should I do a How to Train Your Dragon live action movie review? If I even want to do that, like maybe someday, but I highly doubt that anybody would want to see that. Cause come on, everybody made a review about this. You can just see others about this, but if you want me peculiarly to review this movie, so type in, say something, whatever you want. Anyway, at the end of the day, guys, remember, Jesus loves you, he wants a relationship with you, and he never forgets you, never leaves you. Remember about that. Anyways, yeah, that's all I gotta say for today. Goodbye.
Tears
leg.